Hello guys, I just arrived in Chiapas, a southern Mexican state bordering Guatemala. It takes its name from the pre-Hispanic civilization who used to live on the highlands of this region, the Chiapanecas, from the Nahuatl, Chiapanecatl. It was one of the regions between Mexico and Guatemala where the Maya civilization flourished between 600 and 1200 AD. We are about to enter the adventurous part of this journey through Mexico. Forests, caves, giant holes in the ground filled with pristine sweet water, waterfalls, 1,000-year-old ruins. This is what lies ahead of us. But for now, let's start with San Cristobal de las Casas. The city has around 200,000 inhabitants, 55% of which are criollos and mestizos, and the other 45% are American indigenous who still speak their own language. It lies in the heart of the state of Chiapas, statistically one of the poorest states of Mexico, but one of the richest in terms of history, culture and traditions. The first ethnic group are the Tzotzil, Maya people who live on the highlands of Chiapas. San Cristobal is the typical colonial city, but it is surrounded by many indigenous towns, which creates a very interesting mix of cultures. It's definitely a place worth visiting for its historical importance, its architecture, the bohemian atmosphere of some of its neighborhoods, and of course the beautiful surroundings. Even if Tuxtla Gutiérrez is the political capital of Chiapas, San Cristobal is the heart and the soul of the state. This is the main square, Plaza 31 de Marzo, named like this to commemorate the date of the foundation of the city. This is the cathedral dedicated to San Cristobal. In the square you find a lot of street vendors, boot polishers and people selling city tours. It joined the Pueblos Mágicos program in 2003. Around its main square there are architectural jewels such as the cathedral with its Baroque facade, the municipal palace and the portals of the House of the Mermaid with a facade from the 16th century. The neighborhoods preserve their identity expressed in trades and festivals and are part of a living culture that is also manifested in textiles, metalwork, popular toys and jewelry. There are also people selling chapulines, grasshoppers, in case you want to try it. Walking around you can see the members of the nearby indigenous communities wearing their traditional garments and selling their crafts. Before the arrival of the Spanish conquistador, the valley of San Cristobal was known as Hueyzacatlan, which in Nahuatl means next to the big grass. San Cristobal de las Casas had various names. The current one refers to the patron saint of travelers, San Cristobal, while de las Casas is in honor of the first bishop of the city, Fray Bartolomé de las Casas. Today the city of San Cristobal de las Casas is one of the most beautiful and original in Mexico and Central America, with its traditional daily life, markets and people, a place where the Tzertales and Tzotziles come from different communities with their colorful clothing to sell or exchange their products. From one of the corners of the main square starts Avenida 20 de Noviembre, which is one of the most touristy streets of San Cristobal. If you haven't found what you were looking for on this street, just keep going on this way. That's the market of Santo Domingo. Surrounding the temple and former convent of Santo Domingo, this open-air market is set up every day of the week, offering a variety of products made and sold by indigenous people. Here you'll get lost among stalls full of creativity and ancestral traditions, and whether or not you intend to buy something, it is definitely a place worth visiting. You know, some of these garments take months to finish. This is the Arch of El Carmen. It's just one thing with the bell tower of the church of El Carmen, and it was once the southern limit of the town. From here we can also pay a visit to the church of San Cristobalito, right on top of the hill. Oh well, that looks like a lot of stairs. You go zigzagging until you reach the top. Anyways, I'm always keen for a climb. Well, to be honest, it's not the greatest of the views. There are just too many trees around. But anyways, it's very peaceful up here, so it's still a very nice place. It is located in the neighborhood that carries the same name and was built in 1835, although it was modified years later in 1854 and 1864. We are now in the neighborhood of Guadalupe. At the end of this avenue, there's the Church of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Should we pay it a visit? I think so. It is surrounded by a peaceful little square and you need to ascend 79 steps to reach the church. This is one of the best neighborhoods of the city. Every house has a story to tell and invites you to come in and look around. Many of them have been restored, housing boutiques, restaurants and cafes. The most important festivity of San Cristobal de las Casas is the Festival of San Cristobal, which is celebrated every year at the end of July. Having been there a month before, I was still lucky enough to come across a very local and folkloric procession, the celebration of San Pedro, made up of music, traditional dances and masks and lots of colors. It reminds me when I was a kid. I used to live in a very small village, and the day of the celebration of the saint, everyone was happy on the street, people waiting for the procession, very nice atmosphere, and this is bringing back all those emotions, all those feelings. I don't know where we are heading, I just know that we are ending up on the other side of the town, and I'll have to walk all the way back. We ended up at the local church of San Pedro. At the end they also offered me horchata. Very nice people. If you want to try something typical of the region, you can try chayote. They sell it right on the street. ¿Cuánto vale uno? A 20. ¿A 20? ¿Cómo se come? O sea, se pela y se come. Bueno. como una papa, ¿no? Muchas gracias, buen día, gracias. It's a plant cultivated here in Mesoamerica, and apparently, I was reading, is a good source of vitamin C. The texture is definitely like a boiled potato. The taste is a bit different. It's kind of sweet. I'm not sure I like it, but still something you may want to try if you're around. For the lovers of the outdoors, don't worry, I got a plan for you as well. I'm going to take you to the Mammoth Cave. It is within a very reasonable walking distance from the center of San Cristobal, just 1.5 hour walking. Usually with this kind of distances, I always prefer to walk rather than going with a taxi. So I also get the chance to explore the surroundings. That's it, we're here. Grutas del Mamut. Let's keep going down there. Wow, it's very nice over here. So that's the entrance of the cave. There's a very noticeable temperature difference from there to here. I almost feel like I'm going to need a jacket. It's freezing down here. I have a headlamp with me because inside is totally dark. So bring one of these with you. It is called the Mammoth Cave because of the shape of this rock. With a bit of fantasy, you can see the mammoth, right? All around there's a series of small and very claustrophobic little caves and tunnels, which I really don't feel like exploring. I don't think it's allowed anyway, or safe anyhow. Maybe let's try to get in this one. Jesus Christ. Well, I can't go anywhere because there's just too much water on the ground. I know sometimes it's confusing with stalactites, stalagmites, which one is which. There's a trick, it's very easy. The word stalactite has a T for top, so they grow from the ceiling. Stalagmites, they have a G for ground, so they grow from the ground. The stalagmite grows with the minerals contained in the water dripping from the ceiling, and here in these ones we can actually see the exact spot where the drop falls. This is a process that takes thousands of years. They grow 0.1 centimeter per year, and for this reason and because they are very fragile, never ever touch them.
Under the trees, I found a box of blackbirds.
Stepping into this cave was like getting back in time. Everything felt pretty much like prehistoric, and not just for the name of the place. Silence is all around. From time to time you'll hear some bats or some water drops falling from the ceiling, but that is all. You are literally surrounded by million-years-old mineral formations that create shapes of an impressive beauty and harmony. Most of the time I found myself staring at all these microscopic details of this show. Some formations are so beautiful and complex that they resemble enormous pipe organs, like those used in churches.
Okay, time to get out. There's nothing left to explore around here. It was quite big. I was expecting something way smaller than this. Guys, it's time to close this video. There are still a myriad of things to do and see around San Cristobal, but that is gonna be material for the next videos. I hope to see you soon to keep discovering Mexico one video at a time. Bye, chicos!